All right. Oh, hi there. Welcome to BSF Recovery Team. The only thing we have to leave in here is the O2 sensor that plugs in right here. So we'll plug that in, and then everything else we can get rid of. But some of you were asking in the comments why we were taking all this harness apart and doing this. Basically, it's because we want to make things as simple as possible. We don't want to leave any wires in the harness that aren't being used and such. So we're taking everything out that we don't need to simplify things. Little extra work now, but in the long run, it'll save. See, all these wires are going to come out. Well, we got a recovery to go do. Well, we got a call. The guys just fell off the road, so we're taking the big dually to go rescue him. He's just down the road, and we're going to rescue, I don't know, just a car that fell off the road. So we'll take you along.
It's only 17 degrees and it's snowing.
Yeah. It's been lately snowing here, every other day or so, and we just about got enough snow to play with the snowcat. Maybe we'll do that soon.
Right there.
I see that.
Easy, it's very slippery up here.
I'm sure it is.
Very.
Okay. We'll go turn around. Ooh, he's got...
I told you.
What's the green?
That's his strap.
Oh, okay.
I will tell you not to use this hitch. It's held on by wishes and nice ideas.
Oh yeah, we have some of those wishes and nice ideas, don't we?
Yeah.
Don't use this hitch, he said.
Okay.
So let me grab my straps and... Puppy!
That's all right.
You get in here!
You guys do off-road recovery as well then? Or?
Yeah, that's basically what we do.
Yeah.
Is off-road recovery, and we we're going out to Sand Hollow, Utah in March to play in the off-road games.
Oh, sweet.
How do you want to do this? Don't want to damage his vehicle or anything.
Well, let's see here.
There's his muffler's over there.
That cross beam, as long as I'm on the side, I'm comfortable yanking on it.
Yeah.
FIA World Rally Championship, what is that?
FIA is just the organization, but I've never raced rally. I race dirt bikes and Baja.
Ah!
Or
So-
building a Baja car anyways.
Our partner, Blake Talley, him and his wife and sons love riding dirt bikes.
Yeah.
They love riding dirt bikes.
Yeah, I've been clearing my woods out and building obstacles in there. Because like I guess I ride like hard enduro, so it's, you know, basically rock crawling but on a dirt bike.
Oh.
And it's hard to find areas to practice around here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
The best place to go is up on the Iron Range, Gilbert,
yeah.
Minnesota.
Yep.
Yep, we go
Just
there.
go stain everything red.
Yes, yes.
Okay. That should do.
All right.
And
Reverse.
yeah, just put it neutral.
Okay.
Yep. Wheel
And
pointing to the right.
what's that?
Wheels pointing to the right. She'll.
Yeah. She. In fact, you don't leave them the way they are, because I'll pull the back end over.
Yep.
And the front end will walk over the way it is. So that ought to work good. All right.
All right.
Okay, I'll watch. And I'll guide traffic. You're really strapped and he's just going further in.
Yep. We're gonna have to shorten this up.
Yeah. Or we could just pull till we hit the.
Well, yeah. I'd hate to.
I'm worried that you're gonna go further down.
Okay.
And we don't want to roll you out.
So, probably straighten your wheels out,
Yeah.
Okay.
and
We'll shorten the.
well, yeah, straighten your wheels out, and let's see if it'll come out.
Okay.
You can see him and everything. Here. Look forward. Good.
Hold it.
Hold it.
You're on the rope.
Oh.
Hold it. Hold on. He's got to back it up a little. Okay.
Is this rope? I forget the right word. For going around the axle of that.
Yes, they are good for going around the axle. They're loop knots.
Loop nut, that's what you call?
I don't know what.
They're soft shackles.
Soft shackles.
Yep. Well, that was pretty easy, and it was right down the road.
But he was thankful.
Yes, he was very thankful, and it's cold out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got him out of the ditch, and now it's back to the shop. We'll see what we're gonna do.
Yeah, and he was looking. He's like, "What is this rope?" And then we really had to tell him it was yankum and soft shackles. So
Yeah.
he said when he was at doing whatever, he may look it up, but he's interested in dirt bikes.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he rides dirt bikes.
That's awesome.
So.
What did you order?
I ordered a bunch of winches 3 of them. So I ordered 3 winches, 2 for your truck and 1 for my truck, because we got to get that ready to go to Standalone.
Yeah.
So 3 12,000-pound Apex Badland winches. Thanks, Harbor Freight.
Thank you, Harbor Freight. You need yellow.
Okay, we're back from that recovery and from plowing snow. And it's time to get back to our nightmare of wiring. That doesn't want to come off of there. Now, some guys will just unpin the wires from the connector. I have a little problem with that. See, that leaves an open cavity right up to the ECM. And water intrusion is probably the most critical thing as far as an ECM goes, or electronic control module. So I like to clip the wires off and seal the end. I know that's much more painstaking and not as clean, but I feel it's better, especially in our environment when you're running through the mud, the water, stuff like that. The last thing we want is water intrusion at the most inopportune moment. So I like to clip them off and seal the wires. Again, a process that probably doesn't have to be done in the Southwest, but here in the Midwest, we like to minimize water intrusion as much as possible. I've seen plenty of these wick up the wires to from just a slice in the wire and all the way up to the pins and corrode the pins on the ECM. Then the ECM is no good and you're dead in the water. And if you're asking me why I don't just bundle them all together and shrink wrap them together, well, I don't know which ones are voltage and which ones are signal back or anything like that. So we don't want to make them cross-reference each other, because that'll create as big a problem as the water intrusion. Okay, now we got our C2 connector here, and we have a couple of ground wires that have to be attached to ground. We have a couple of orange wires that are power to our ECM, and we have a whole bunch of pink wires that get key on power, I think. I'll have to double check that. And we have one purple wire that energizes our starter. And that's the key, is we're just doing a standalone engine harness that will take care of our engine functions, and the rest of the truck we wire like a normal truck or like an older truck, except for our throttle here. We have electronic throttle, electronic pedal, so we have a TAC module or a throttle actuator control. I'm hoping that we can mount this inside the cab along with the ECM and hopefully the other fuse block. So that's what we're going to try and do. Well, I'm tired of wiring. I want to go play with my snowcat. That is, if I can get it to start. I've only started this in the cold once before. It's always been in the shop. So, we'll see. Choke. Well, that's not good. That battery was supposed to be fully charged. Well, isn't that just the way it goes? As soon as you want to have a little fun, well, we're going to have to let that charge up. I guess we aren't going to play with the snowcat today. Okay. Well, I think that's enough torture for now. Thanks for watching, BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, be safe out there, and maybe we'll see you in the woods. Does Puppy want to go have dinner? Yeah? Okay.